Good afternoon. Let me say it's an absolute honor for me to present a racer and a friend, Rick Martin, into the New England Auto Racing Hall of Fame. We have drivers in the Hall of Fame, we have car owners as well as fabricators in the Hall. We even have crew chiefs. At some point, Rick's 50-year racing career, that's right, 50 years, he has played a role in all of the above. If the Webster's Dictionary were to come up with a definition for a racer, it may just be Rick Martin. To say Rick has dedicated his life to auto racing is an understatement. Let me throw a few numbers at you. 130 plus career wins, 113 of those wins at Seekonk, most career wins by a driver at Seekonk Speedway, passing somebody named George Summers. This included 8 DAV Classic wins, 16 wins at Thompson Speedway in a Pro Stock, 1 NEPSA Pro Stock win at White Mountain, 3 Pass Tour wins, White Mountain, Riverside, and Groveton Speedways, 1 Sport Truck win at New London Waterford Speed Bowl, as we just heard was just a few weeks ago, and 1 Busch North win, which was Rick's biggest back in 1987. Rick won the Busch North 150 lap race at Seekonk Speedway in his own home-built race car. He chose to start last and took home the $10,000 purse. Rick also has the following championships in his resume: 11 total track championships, 10 as a driver, 1 as a car owner, with Freddie Estelle winning the 2000 Seekonk Speedway Pro Stock Championship in a race car built by Rick in the garage. Of these 11 championships, they include 8 Seekonk Speedway championships with 4 Pro Stock championships in cars built by Rick, 4 Sport Truck championships with a 2010 truck built by Rick, as well as 2 Thompson Speedway Pro Stock championships. With the 2024 racing season behind us, at 66 years young, this past racing season, Rick added 4 more Sport Truck wins, along with 1 more Seekonk Speedway Sport Truck Championship, making it 3 in a row, all while being one of the most popular drivers. While we're at it, let's throw in the 2024 Advanced Auto Parts NASCAR Northeast Regional Division 4 Championship. In what may be his final year in the Pro Stock, Rick also managed to finish in the top 10, bringing home an 8th place finish. To top it off, Rick was also inducted into the Seekonk Speedway Wall of Fame in September of 2024. What a year 2024 was for Rick. Rick began his racing career back in 1974, and it was in 1979, on Mother's Day, that Rick won his first race in the cadet division, and he would go on to win 2 more that year. Rick basically grew up at the racetrack as his father, Joe, who can still be seen in the pits today, usually trying to get phone numbers. True, right? Turned laps at Seekonk from 1954 to 1977, and at just 6 months old, Rick's mom, Marilyn, would pack Rick and his stroller up in a family car and make their way to Seekonk to watch the dad race. His mom would later be known to supply Rick Martin fans with hats, shirts, banners, and horns, creating one of the biggest fan clubs at the Speedway. I would be remiss, though, if I didn't mention that in his younger days, Rick also holds the record for the most times thrown out of Seekonk Speedway by D'Anthony Vendetti, up to and including lifetime bans. Actually, it's in folklore that some of Rick's fans wouldn't know he was racing until the actual heat race started, and he had to start in the rear. But it was no secret that Rick held a special place in the hearts of D'Anthony and Irene Vendetti. Who couldn't love that kid that built a race car with little money, yet often found himself in the winner's circle? At the racetrack, there are not many things more important to Rick than winning. With this said, his fans, along with the racing youth movement, could very possibly trump winning to him. Rick truly loves interacting with his fans, and as for the youth movement, Rick, along with one of his major sponsors, Brightman Lumber, have helped in sponsoring the Bandolero division at Seekonk Speedway, presenting the Youngest Driver Award at the end of the season. In 1987, Gene Ribello from Speedway Scene wrote this about Rick. While some don on a fire suit and go out for a Saturday night ego ride, Ricky straps himself in the car for a race. When Martin does so, he does so to win. That's what he left the garage for, that's what he built the race car for, and that's why he races in the first place. That's what separates racers from drivers and men from boys. With that said, a quiet man off the racetrack, yet a tiger on a racetrack, Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome to the podium a winner, a champion, a true racer, and a friend, 2004 New England Antique Auto Racing inductee, Radical Rick Martin.
Well, thanks, Brad, for all that, so I don't have to do it. I'm going to make this short and sweet. I was just a kid that wanted to race 50 years ago. It got a little expensive collecting speeding tickets going up and down the avenue with my buddy DeGasto with our Camaro, so it was cheaper to go race. We bought like a $50 car, went out there and just wanted to try it. And 50 years later, here I am. I caught the racing bug like most of you all have. So, I mean, with that, like Justin said earlier, nobody gets rich doing this. It's not a money-making sport, but the people I've met along the way, I mean, I feel rich beyond words. I mean, all my friends, 2 tables that showed up, drove over 2.5 hours to come here and see me. Yeah, 2.5 miles. It would have been worth it. I mean, without these people all the way along, I mean, that's what kept me going. Plenty of times I just was ready to bail out and somebody else would come up and say, hey, let's try this. Let's, try it a little longer. And they just kept me going. In 50 years, we're still going at it and going to try it again next year. And that's about it. I just want to thank everybody. It's an incredible honor to be here. I really don't feel deserving of all the people I've looked that's in here, but I guess 50 years I put my time in. So thank you all very much, and hope to see you again.